I'm Daniel Ngugi. At the time, I was born okay, grew up really well in a good community. My parents were saved. I had no disabilities. I acquired my disability when I was really young. And that, I think, really changed my life. When I acquired my disability, I didn't know what was going on with me. I used to run really fast, then I'm not able. I'm losing strength. Sometimes I'm feeling some numbness on my body. And by the time I'm going through my adolescent stage, I stopped schooling, just trying to get the right medication, which I didn't. And the final hospital we went said, there's nothing you can do about this. I realized I'm so different. It was so hard to accept it. I lost my confidence, my self-esteem along the way. I became so bitter, so angry. My siblings are just having a very nice life, going to school without no hassle. When I went back to school, I became more sick, more disabled. I think that's where I struggled really with God. I was like, what sort of plan do you have for me? I feel like I just need to die. The angle of how my spine had really twisted itself was becoming very critical. So I started losing strength on my legs. I started feeling a lot of seizures. I was scheduled for surgery after my national exam. I became suicidal. I had this thread. I wanted to really hang myself. My sister found me in my room, and the whole family panicked. So I went through that surgery telling God, I'm just done with life, I hope it takes me away. I never felt any sort of discrimination in my family. I remember my dad will take me to school. Every time he take me to school, read for me a Bible. And he will pray for me and say, Daniel, whenever you feel like I'm not there, and your mom, always know that God is there. And when you feel like you're not able to pray, just read these words. It really built my confidence. It really built my foundation in God, knowing who God really is. But when I went for the surgery, of course, I didn't know what to expect. When I went through the surgery and I came out, the first thing I did was I looked at my toes. Not only did I notice my toes will move, but also my leg would be like this. I'm like, wait a minute. But God, I was so mad at you. Why do I deserve to stay? And I could have been taken away because I was so angry at you. It started dawning on me like there's something really God wants to do. And I had a conversation, in bed, and I was just telling God, you know what? I'm gonna lay back and let you lead. It's a miracle, basically, and I love that I got to know God in the middle of that in my life. I went to a good high school. I was fortunate enough to get so many opportunities. At some point, I was in the school exchange program. I started working officially in 2017 as a project assistant for a disability organization. And then in August 2017, that's when I became the project manager, and my journey blossomed. We created, our program basically was, the idea is to create job opportunities for persons with disability. And basically our work is to just identify them, give them the skills, especially in the tech space, because it's the fourth industrial revolution now. One thing I appreciate God is He took me to in a lot of phases in my life. I have very bad experiences in my life, and with that experience, I'm able to use it with my skills that I have to really help persons with disabilities get opportunities out. I'm part of the work that the gospel is doing, which is good, sharing love and what Christ did. And I know people talk about, I want to find my purpose, I want to know what God wants me to do. But I think my mindset, maybe the way I take it, is the moment you're conceived, God already had a purpose for you. If you're really struggling in terms of identifying that, I think you need to pray to God to help you be aware of what He's taking through that journey, and you need to enjoy that journey. It might not really be perfect or really fancy like others, but trust me, it's a really nice journey, and eventually you look back and you'll be like, wow, definitely there was a reason why I was here. I'm not really perfect. but I've seen him use me constantly. That has never changed. He has brought many opportunities in my life. In my church, I'm basically working with young men within like personal fellowships and ministry. There's a lot that needs to be done, and that I found myself using the experiences I've gone through so that they kind of find a safe space of sharing. That is what I've been doing, but also I think it's something I'll continue doing.